Hello and welcome to Tuesdays at 7 with the International Contemporary Ensemble. I'm Isabel Gleicher, flutist with the ensemble, and Tuesdays at 7 are our opportunity to engage with our audience and collaborators and enjoy extraordinary new music together. It has been so special to gather with you all here in this wild online universe every week. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm happy to have composer, drummer, educator, scholar Jessie Cox, and revolutionary freedom artist Spiritchild join me tonight for Orchestrated Thoughts. When thinking about what I wanted to share tonight, I wanted to focus on exploration and connection and music that transcends genre. I'm deeply inspired by both Jessie and Spiritchild and look forward to premiering our collaborative work, Orchestrated Thoughts, for you all tonight. But first, to start our program, here's DReamality for flute and electronics by Jessie Cox. This is Jessie Cox, and I would like you to just introduce yourself however you would like to everyone watching.
Jessie, I'm a composer and drummer and scholar working with experimental music and improvisation. I guess that's enough for now.
Yeah, perfect. So I loved working on DReamality, and I think it's just like a beautifully composed piece. But I was super drawn to your space travel from home TV series or episode series, and that came about since quarantine, correct? Or
Yeah, so I started this series probably like early April. I started, preparing to record and to do the whole thing, making sketches in my mind or on paper. And I knew I wanted to, do something, a TV series specifically because I think, it allows you to relate to the artwork in a different way because you watch it every week. And hopefully that makes it more personal. But then for me, it's also a ritual, and a way to do something where I can be in a different headspace for that time, because at that moment I was in New York. I was mainly communicating with the outside world through social media, through the news, and they had very particular narratives about what the world was, and I needed to have, this other kind of feeling again, like when you go to Bushwick improvised music series or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that was the seed of the series. Yeah, it's beautiful. Can you maybe just walk us through like one of the series, like one of the shows, and tell us about the green screen and just how you set the whole scene, I guess.
Yeah, so the basic idea is that you have this green circle right next to me, and what I wanted to do with that is kind of, the idea of you have to imagine something, so that it's not just I'm looking at a video, I'm at a movie, at a TV series or a performance, but that you're trying to also, have some sort of investment in that experience yourself. And then the second part is that, I would use these space images. And so it's sort of every space image is a different space, like not just visual, but also sonic space. As in, I created different types of reverbs, namely by using the sound of my instruments as reverb. And this would then be linked with the different images. So then you have what emerges as sort of story that's told by the spaces that you visit and what happens to those spaces. So for example, there was like what I called Home Planet One. And if you look at the TV series, you will see it come back and transform all the way until it becomes a black hole at the end. And also, of course, with that, not only is the image changing, but the environment, the sonic environment, and so forth. So then you have Home Planet 2, you have a sun, and things like that.
All the things, yeah. I mean, I was super drawn to it because I definitely felt transported, and during this time of being so sedentary and stuck in one box, in the apartment, I really enjoyed being taken on these, all over the universe. Seemingly through the exploration, you could be anywhere, and that is really appealing to me right now. So yeah.
Thank you so much for these kind words and for watching and listening to it. It's it's also kind of something that I feel like maybe Sun Ra Orchestra and like Cecil Taylor, these kind of musicians, they made the music which created a space to be in, and somehow I was obsessed also with that, you know, to create that sort of a space. But now I guess we have to make it in, or at that point I had to make it in a way where, you know, I could communicate the space with other people without, you know, actually being with them.
Right, without being in the same room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that effect was definitely achieved, and yeah, I had a great time exploring through the universe. And yeah, and now we're gonna watch Jessie go on a journey, and then me as well. So thank you.
When it comes down, don't you be afraid. When it comes down, no matter what name you call, just be ready for it all. I am ready for it all. When it comes down, don't you be afraid. When it comes down, no matter what name you call, just be ready for it all. I am ready for it all. Are you ready for it? Lock up and ready for it. Pack up and ready for it. Load up and ready for it. See, I and I, we a burn them constitution. I want my own liberation. I want my own emancipation. I want my own liberation. When it comes down, don't you be afraid. When it comes down, no matter what name you call, just be ready for it all. Are you ready for it all? Get ready for it all. Stay ready for it all.
I want you to introduce yourself in whatever way you wish. Introduce yourself to this new audience.
Yes. So I like to always say peace and unconditional, revolutionary, matriarchal, maroon love. That is what I like to say all the time. My name is Spiritchild. I appreciate you all for listening and taking a glimpse of what happens when my brain goes off and and does what it does. Yeah, I've been doing this for quite a while. I'm a revolutionary freedom singer. Hip hop is my main forte. I teach young people in prison at Rikers Island, sing. I also go out throughout the world touring internationally. But like as one of my comrades would always say, I only use poetry to promote my political propaganda. So, but I have fun doing it. So it's my medium. It's what I've been doing since I was really, really young, probably like third grade or something like that, even a little younger. I have a love for hip hop, and I feel like culture is a weapon, and it's the way to emanate not only to our young people but to the world. Like it's one of the most consumed. Thank God, and God is that's what I'm doing. Most consumed medium right now. It's just popping everywhere. So I like to play with words, and I love when I play with words over dope musicians, like what I just did. So I'm really excited about that. So that's really fun. I always love bands, but there's nothing more intricate than like the orchestrated kind of band, So I appreciate the combination of classical, jazz, any kind of live vibration. I love it, especially when there's a connection with words. I love words over that. So yeah.
I want to talk about the new piece, but we just on this show we just watched When It Comes Down from your new album.
Right.
Yeah. And I'd love if you'd talk about that a little bit.
Definitely. Thank you for actually saying that and even wanting to play that video.
I love that video. I absolutely love it. Yes. you released this in 2020, right? Was this created in 2020? Yeah, I'd love if you spoke about that.
Yeah, released in 2020. I've been putting music out for quite a while. That song, When It Comes Down, is from an album, the last album I did actually during the beginning of this so-called, this other pandemic, because we have multiple happening at once. But around, I think like February, I just finished from releasing another album called Time Tales, of collaboration with my dope partner out in Germany. And
amazing.
And I was like, this is great. But there was something about like, I wanted to go back to a rooted frequency, stripped down vibe. And I'm a spiritualist. So I was trying to play, and I think just my energy was just calling for something very different. So this was called March of the Matriarch.
Mm-hmm.
Earth's Day. So it's talking about Pachamama. It's talking about my mother, making the connections with women being the oldest existing, the divine force, but also the ones that are being out of humankind, right? The most oppressed. So for like 5,000-7,000 years, because I do a lot of study, we do a lot of revolutionary praxis, and that's something that I wanted to come out from me for a while, but I usually just allow things to simmer and do its thing. When it comes down, it's actually a vibration. I would do a chant. This chant, it's probably like 20 years now. Like every time and before performances, I would do kind of like a little intro, or something to like warm up, and it would just warm me up and make me feel present. And I would do that. And a lot of people told me, you should record it. And I had no recordings of it. So I was.
So this is When It Comes Down is the chant that you've been doing for years. It's beautiful. And it's the first, for those of you that don't know, it's the first track on this album. So it sets up the album in a really beautiful way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I teamed up with a filmmaker who chooses to be anonymous because of many things, because being involved with me, there's a lot of sometimes, it's a thin line, and they're like not really citizens per se here, so they're really like donated some of their time, and
well, I'm glad we can appreciate their art. It's really a beautiful video, and the aesthetic of it has been really inspiring for me as I dive into creating more visual art. So I love it so much. I mean, we did this new collaboration over Zoom and over digital platforms and such, and it was a new experience for me. I've been thinking a lot about how to present things during this time. To me, there's nothing like a live performance, and so trying to recreate that sometimes makes me sad, and so trying to find ways to still collaborate but let the sort of spontaneous nature of live performance into a digital platform, which is why my instructions for you were to do whatever you wanted, right? I wrote a thing, and Jessie and I improvised on top of it, and I just wanted you to be moved to say whatever you felt you needed to say. And so I guess I asked the same of you now. Can you tell us tell us what that felt like, or anything like that?
Well, first, I think what really alleviated me was our conversation prior, and you saying that. I love improv. I remember back in the days, we used to play a lot of spots and sets where, I don't know why, but the bars would entrust us to do like 4 or 5 hours of music. I guess
that's amazing.
So we have that much material, and it was just freestyle upon freestyle upon freestyle. And I'm a hip hopper, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my culture. So that's it. When you said that, like my mind was like, yes, okay, good, great. When you sent me the track, I didn't listen to it at all, because I wanted to
be in the moment or something.
Just make it like it was live. But I love to respect the art and respect people's passion for it. I know you're very passionate about it. And I tell you, I put it just at that moment. And I think I even saw it back in the clip, and I was like, I was zoning, because the flute, right, was just like, it was doing this butterfly thing. And I was just like, but then it got dark. And I was like, butterfly darkness. I like that. So I was just going through this whole like caterpillar cocoon, you know, coming out and more aggressively lioness roaring. I didn't know what would come out, but I love the fact that I was beating, the vibration was just, it had this heartbeat, you know.
Yeah.
And what came to me was where I'm at right now. A lot of it's organizing, a lot of frustration. You know, my voice is usually not even like the way I recorded. You know, that's how much in the zone presently I was. And that's kind of where I'm going now, where I'm like, it's a little bit more anger than the March of the Matriarch. I'm going to like this militant matriarch, man's mirror kind of thing. Yeah. So I'm just like going through swamps. I just like, my eyes are just like, okay, I'm in dismal swamps right now. Oh, it's like 1954, it's 1804. It's like all these different marks of period of times of resistance. So that's what came out, and that's what I felt.
It's beautiful. I mean, I the first time I listened to it, I was definitely taken on this whole other journey, you know, and it was surprising and interesting, and I just, it's more than I could have expected. So I'm thrilled with how it came out, and I love hearing you talk about how in the moment you are. You know, when I was writing the track, I feel like I've been into this sort of stream of consciousness creating, you know, and so I feel like it takes us on many journeys. This gives me hope for, you know, future collaborations with so many people that, you know, we don't have to. Being really connected to your individual artistry means that you can connect with other artists, no matter the distance. And of course, in person is always better, but our music speaks sometimes louder than our, you know, than our presence would. And so, I thought it just made me so happy that it worked out really well.
Oh, good. I'm glad those words and vibes make you happy, because
well, maybe happy is maybe a happy is the wrong.
No, I'm saying like that's a good thing, because a lot of people are afraid to dive into that, you know.
I think we're past that.
Yeah, we're past, well, you know, some people are just they're like, oh, you know, it's a little too political and blah blah.
Absolutely not. We're past the point of being complacent, and we're past the point.
Good. I felt that vibe from you, so I just.
So I think those words, the words that you said, and the sentiment and the journey you took us on is very important, and very important for people to maybe be uncomfortable listening to, and I think that's what makes it so special, and what makes you as an artist so special. And so I just once again want to thank you, and thank you for taking the time and sharing your music with us.
Thank you for entrusting me with your time.
Of course.
Precious gem of creation. I definitely would love to do it again. I love, you know, again, I think what set a tone for me, I like to meditate, you know, but in a different way, right? Like I meditate while driving, I meditate while whatever, like with my children, like there's different zones, and there's some frequencies that really make me drift a bit. And I'm not accustomed to, you know, rocking over anything like so much flute, like Shout House kind of brought that vibe. You know? But like there was something about the fluttering that was happening, and the kind of this mystical vibe that just took me really. I mean, it's also like Indigenous Peoples Day was the next day.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a whole zone. So I thank you for evoking that, you know, because I think the collaboration is like, it's a conversation, right? I can only go there if the music and the frequency is allowing me in a pathway to go there. So
absolutely,
it was built off of whatever you were cooking, when you were cooking and going through your stream of consciousness, it was talking to my stream a few weeks later, and then we just made
excellent. Perfect.
Check. System's so unjust, it's so unjust, the power's in all of us, it's a must. The system is so unjust, it's so unjust, the power's all of us, it's all of us. Maroons, we never stopping, ain't dropping, we keep doing what we do, just like hip-hopping. Freestyle from the heartbeat, my beat heart, my urban art is beat. My beat comes after dark, I spark, leave the fire, leave the fire. I spark, release the fire, release the fire. I spark, release the fire, release the fire. We spark, release the fire. Nurturing, mothering, everybody smothering. You know this world needs loving it. You know this world needs loving it, not the government. They don't care about you, they don't care about we. So what you gonna do? Flee. I want the FREE to the dome, dumb BB. A liberation zone, must see. Autonomous communities. See we in the streets, we marching, we not stopping. You keep with your copping, you keep body be rocking, you keep dropping, you keep dropping. We still on the block, we still on topping, cause we are divine. We are divine. Beautiful. State of mind, stay beautiful. State design, stay beautiful. State of mind, stay beautiful. It's so suitable. You're black, brilliant, beautiful. Beautiful, black, brilliant. You are that resilient. You are that resilient. You are that consistent. You are that persistence. You are the resistance. You shall be resistant. So storm. Maroon on, stay calm. In the midst of the storm, maroon on, stay calm. In the midst of the storm, just perform. Maroons, we are Zulus, yep, we are Zulus. We don't do what you do, we practicing that voodoo. We got that black magic, the tactic, attack. It's still tragic, so we pray. Ancestors, we pray. Che, we pray. We still maroons and we pray. We still maroons cause we Zulu. We still maroons, all power to the people. Y pa'lante siempre.